And that's always the goal, right? The goal is evolution, right? There is no maintenance mode. You're either growing or you're dying. No one stays neutral. Hello, everybody. Grady Paulson here, Family First Live America Beyond. Excited to be on here today with you. We are going to do our Hayden and I, as you can see on the screen, Hayden Hill, integrity partner, Hall of Fame producer. Recently, we're fortunate and blessed to attend a 4-day Leadership Academy training put on by our parent company, Integrity Marketing Group. They brought in Tom Ziglar, who's the son and Chairman and CEO of the Ziglar Foundation, son of Zig Ziglar, one of the greatest business minds that has ever existed, and put us through the ringer, put us through a 4-day course of all kinds of content, all putting us in a position where we learned a tremendous amount about business, leadership, coaching, how to behave, how to act, how to help people get better. And our goal today is to review that with you and to put you in a position where you're now equipped. And granted, this was 4 days, right? 4 full days. And we're going to do it in about 45 minutes or so and try to give you the best tidbits. So if you like Cliff Notes, you're on the right call. But more so, the goal of this is for you to get better, right? So to come at this with an open mind, to come at this with the reality of, Hayden and I are fairly well personally developed. We've listened to a lot of speakers. We've applied what they've said. We've read a lot of books. We've cut our teeth in the field. We've been knocked down more times than we would care to admit, and picked ourselves back up and went back to business. And coming out of this Leadership Academy, I think we both have put ourselves in a position where we've evolved. And that's always the goal, right? The goal is evolution, right? There is no maintenance mode. You're either growing or you're dying. No one stays neutral. So that's what I'm excited about. Hayden, any initial thoughts about the Leadership Academy before we jump into the slides?
Yeah, I mean, it was some great stuff we're going to go through, obviously, but one of the main things is just like you just said, Grady. It's a constant evolving process where either you're stuck and getting worse, or you're getting better. And a lot of the things that we're going to go through, you've probably heard them. They're probably just good, gentle reminders. But if you really are intentional with some of these principles and some of these thoughts, it's going to help you so much. And not only, the cool thing about this training is it wasn't only about just business. I've applied some of the principles, in life and with family and in business. And it helps pretty much, full circle with anything that you're going to be doing. So excited to share.
All right. Who do we trust? This is a cool part where we talked about like us as people. Whom do we trust? Why do we trust people? One, we trust people who want, it's from a book. I mean, if you look, it's from the book Trust by Dr. Henry Cloud. This guy researched, this was so incredible, like of a training, because they just went deep on stuff. And you're like, how do they know this? Well, this guy researched trust for 57 years. And you're like, okay, sounds good. Dr. Henry, all right. So what do I need to, Grady Paulson's opinion is irrelevant, but it's also echoes anything that I ever thought. So who do we trust, right? And so you as a leader, you're trying to emulate these 5 points so that your team trusts you, right? Number 1, we trust people who understand us. 2, we trust people who have a proper motive of what's best for me. Do you truly care about your people? Do you truly care about your team? Are you showing them that? Are you communicating that and caring about what their why is, what their goals are, right? We trust people who have ability, right? We trust people with the ability to sell, right? So people, how do I build a big team? Go sell a lot of insurance, right? How do I recruit a lot of people? Go recruit a lot of people. How do I get people to join my business? Be someone with the ability of what we're trying to do within your business. Number 4, character. How do they treat everyone, right? There's a line that might come up later in the slides, but disrespecting anyone is never going to gain respect for yourself. So character, how do you treat people? How do people see you treat people? How do you behave in the shadows of your life, right? Character. And number 5, track record. What have they done in the past? And that's a very insightful, way to trust people. But those are things. If you knock out those 5 things, and you go, hey man, I'd love for you to, what do you do for work? Oh, I work over here, 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 right? It's so easy to recruit people when you emulate these 5 things, right? That's a very simple concept. Any insight, Hayden?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the quote there at the bottom, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly first. I think if you're new on the call, this relates in so many different ways, but just the first one of dialing the phone, it's one of those things where it's, you're not going to be perfect when you start. No one is, but you have to start to become perfect. And so knowing and being okay with failing at first to be able to progress and master it down the road.
Amen. So goal tips, right? We all have goals and big things we want to accomplish. And these are ways to set goals, a better way to set goals. Don't set goals that are self-sabotaging, right? I want to wake up every day forever at 4:30 a.m. and jog 6 miles, right? Like set a goal, like start with a simple goal, right? I want to dial 200 dials today. My next goal next week, I want to dial 300 dials on dial day. Following that, I want to continue dialing 300 dials on dial day and make 5 connections. Next time, I want to dial 300 dials on dial day, make 10 connections and 4 presentations. Whatever level you're trying to do it, but set your goals so they're not self-sabotaging. Set yourself up for success and define what you want. Set a realistic plan to accomplish it. Things that you can consistently do are great goals, and have a choose to win attitude. Never give up. The storm is coming, prayer in advance. So goal tips, right? But one of my favorite part was this biblical quote, and it was about how hard life can be. And it was, consider whatever you're going through, consider it all joy when encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith or testing of your ability, testing of your skills produces endurance. So whatever you're going through, understand that everyone who's more successful than you at that thing has gone through what you're going through, produces endurance, the ability, running muscle, dialing, overcoming objections, it produces endurance. And everybody who has not achieved a level of success quit at the level you're at when it got a little bit hard. And so for me, it's like my goals are just, I want to keep taking steps forward. That's all I want to keep doing. I just want to keep progressing. At the microest level, I'm not going backward. I don't know. I liked what was back there for the last few years, right? But there's stuff a few years back there I never want to see again. And so if you understand that, like, whatever you're encountering, whatever challenges and trials and stressors and things you're going through are just refining you for what you're going to come to next, where you then can catapult. That's where, setting big goals has value.
Yeah, just to add to that, one more thing, Grady, is with goals, obviously writing them down, but also being able to see them. The last probably 10 years, I'm looking at my board right here. You guys can't see it, but making a vision board, a goal board. And what's pretty cool is, you do it at the start of the year and you have a bunch of goals. And as you check them off, you take the picture down, you replace it with something new. And so constantly being able to see it, your mind is super powerful and visualization is super powerful. If you think, hey, I want to go buy this white truck. Well, when you're driving down the road, you're always going to start seeing a white truck, and it's your subconscious mind. And so when you do set them, you do write them down. I would also print them out and have them every single day so you can see them. And that'll also help you stay motivated to win the day and, win those small tasks you need to achieve.
It's so crazy you say that. I don't even know. I took it out. For like 6 years, I had in my wallet a goal card that said, my goal is to retire my wife. And when I wrote that, I was making like $1,800 a month. And I was like, we're making no money in any way, shape, or I think I was serving tables at the mall still at Kona Grill at Fashion Square. Like, that's how long ago I wrote that. But I could see it every day when I go pull my ones out of there to go buy a soda or whatever I was doing. But you're so correct. You write it down, see it every day, keep it in front of you and focus on it. Crazy things can happen if you put it forth effort.